In today's class, we can see about thyroid gland and parathyroid gland. So first we can see about the thyroid gland. This thyroid gland consists of two lobes, that is the right lobe and left lobe. In this picture you can see that two lobes. And these two lobes are connected by a narrow band of tissues, and that band of tissue is called the isthmus. This gland is composed of glandular follicles. That is, this gland is made up of glandular follicles. And these glandular follicles are lined by cuboidal epithelium. And these follicles are filled with colloidal material which is known as the thyroglobulin. So, this gland is made up of glandular follicles. This glandular follicles is lined by cuboidal epithelium and it is filled with thyroglobulin. We know that all the glands will secrete hormones. Here the thyroid gland will secrete the hormones like triiodothyronine and tetraiodothyronine. Triiodo, here tri means 3 and it is denoted as T3. Tetraiodothyronine, tetra means 4. So it is denoted as T4. This tetraiodothyronine is also known as thyroxine. And for the formation of thyroid gland, there it need the amino acid tyrosine and iodine. So the amino acid tyrosine and iodine together it will form the thyroid gland. Then the first crystallized structure of the thyroxine was found by Edward C. Kendall in the year 1914, and the molecular structure of thyroxine was found by Harrington and George Boger in the year 1927. Then this thyroid gland requires 120 microgram of iodine for the production of thyroxine. So this thyroid gland requires 120 microgram of iodine every day. Every day it requires this amount of iodine for the production of the hormone thyroxine. Now we can see the functions of thyroid hormone. Its functions are energy production by maintaining the basal metabolic rate, that is BMR. Basal metabolic rate means the amount of energy our body burns at rest on a daily basis, that is BMR. Then it maintains normal body temperature. Our normal body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius or 98.6 degree Fahrenheit. So this thyroid hormone is maintaining that. Then it influences the activity of central nervous system. Central nervous system comprises of brain and spinal cord, and this thyroid hormone influences the activity of our brain and also the spinal cord. Then it helps in the growth of the body and bone formation, for the growth of body and also for the bone formation. Then the important function is it helps in the physical, mental and personality development. So if our physical, mental and personality is very good, means our thyroid hormone and its secretion is also in very good level. And because of this hormone is also known as personality hormone. And this thyroid hormone also helps in cell metabolism. These are all the functions of thyroid hormone. Next is the thyroid dysfunction. It means when the thyroid gland fails to secrete normal level of hormones, we will call it as the thyroid dysfunction. So when the thyroid level is lower than the normal level, we will call it as the hypothyroidism, and when it is higher than the normal level, then we will call it as the hyperthyroidism. So for hypothyroidism, the abnormal conditions are goiter, cretinism and myxedema. Goiter, cretinism and myxedema, we can see it by one. Hypothyroidism, already we saw it is the decreased secretion of thyroid hormone. So its abnormal conditions are goiter, first one. So for goiter, it is the inadequate supply of iodine in our diet. So if there is inadequate supply of iodine in our diet, then goiter will occur. Then it leads to enlargement of thyroid gland. This thyroid gland will get enlarged. Then the protrudes as a marked swelling in the neck. So there will be an swelling in the neck, that is the goiter. The next is the cretinism. It is the decreased secretion of thyroid in children. By seeing this picture, we can understand that the children will be stunted growth, mental defect, lack of skeletal development, deformed bones. That is, the bones are not formed properly. That is, deformed bones. That is the cretins. This is about the cretinism. Next is the myxedema. It occurs due to the deficiency of thyroid hormone in adults, and its characters are mentally sluggish, increase in body weight, puffiness of the face and hand, and their edematous appearance. So, mentally sluggish. Sluggish means inactive. So, they are mentally inactive. Then, puffiness of the face and hands. Puffiness, this edematous, this means swollen. Swollen or swelling. They were of swollen in appearance. So up to now we saw about the hypothyroidism and its abnormal condition. Next is the hyperthyroidism. Hyperthyroidism is the excess secretion of thyroid hormone. So if there is excess secretion of thyroid hormone, that this is called Graves' disease, means protrusion of eyeballs. So protrusion of eyeballs, we call that is the exophthalmia. Protrusion is the eyes will be like coming out, that is protrusion of eyeballs. Then increased metabolic rate, high body temperature, then profuse sweating, loss of body weight, nervousness. Profuse sweating means continuous sweating, that is excessive sweating. Excessive sweating will be there for these people with hyperthyroidism. Up to now we saw about the thyroid gland. Now we can see about the next gland, that is parathyroid gland. This parathyroid gland are four small oval bodies which is present at the posterior surface of the thyroid lobes. That is, we know that thyroid gland contains two lobes. So at the posterior surface of this thyroid lobe, this parathyroid gland is present. Posterior means back side. So at the back side of this thyroid lobe, this parathyroid gland is present. And this parathyroid gland secrete the hormone which is known as the parath hormone. Next is the functions of parath hormone. The functions are, it will regulate calcium and phosphorus metabolism, and also it will act on bone, kidney and intestine to maintain the blood calcium levels. These are the functions of parath hormone. Parathyroid dysfunction. Parathyroid dysfunction is the alteration in the secretion of parath hormone. So, if there is any alteration in the secretion of this hormone, we will call it as the parathyroid dysfunction. So, removal of thyroid gland is known as thyroidectomy. So, if there is any abnormal condition in the thyroid gland, we will use to remove this thyroid gland. While removing this gland, this parathyroid gland will also get removed along with that. Because of this, there will be a decrease in the secretion of parath hormone, and it will lead to muscle spasm, which is called as tetany. And its characteristic features are sustained contraction of muscles in face, larynx, hands and feet, and also painful cramps of the lymph muscles. Cramps is strain. So strains are cramps of the lymph muscles. These are all about the parathyroid hormone.